no fulfillment at all. I'm working, grinding every day, going to work, doing what I got to do, coming home, and still have nothing. I prayed for almost 2 years.
Have you had your daily drip? Welcome back to season 2 of the Daily Drip podcast, where we create kingdom content that builds community. I'm so excited right now. I got my guy in the building. What's up, Junior?
What's up, man?
Man.
Before you start,
Okay.
I am so honored. Really, man, I'm so honored. Ever since we've been working together for the last 2 or 3 years,
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time, but
You're not.
you're an amazing man, and I was so honored when you called me to actually do this, man. It's a blessing.
Yeah, for sure. Let me tell you guys why I wanted him on the podcast. So I met him through his gift, but I've learned about his character. So like he plays the drums at Patriot Pomona. And I just love the joy that he has when he's in the back just smacking them things. Right? But then I had asked for you to be on the Father's Day panel.
Yeah.
A year ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, there's gold in this, man.
Oh, man.
And then I just see how you love your wife. I see how you love your kids. And then I saw how like you and your daughter were serving together for that Easter. And I was like,
yes,
I want to get to know this guy more.
You were one of the first ones that ever put that together.
Man.
And that was something. I mean, look, I don't want to get emotional now. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, but that was something. And thank you for that, Pastor, man. That was something really good.
Yeah, so we're in season 2, and we're talking about Ecclesiastes. King Solomon is kind of bottom lining things, man. He's a wise man, and he a lot of times when I hear what he's talking about, I get sad because I'm like, man, like, are you happy at all? But this is the guy that has had it all. And last week we were talking about the drip gain. This week we're talking about toil, because based upon all that he built, it took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of toil. So I wanted to get your perspective on this, because I'm seeing what you have built with your family, what you've built with your band, et cetera, et cetera. And I wanted just to have some organic conversations about this. So the drip for today is toil. We'll be in Ecclesiastes 2:18 through 26. I hated all my toil in which I toiled under the sun, seeing that I must leave it to the man who will come after me. And who knows whether he will be wise or a fool? Yet he will be a master for all which I toiled and used my wisdom under the sun. This is also vanity. So I turned about and gave my heart to despair over all the toil of my labors under the sun. Because sometimes a person who has toiled with wisdom and knowledge and skill must leave everything to be enjoyed by someone who did not toil for it. This is also vanity and a great evil. What is a man from all the toil and striving of heart which he toils beneath the sun? For all his days are full of sorrow, and his work is a vexation. Even in the night his heart does not rest. This is also vanity. There's a couple verses left, but I just want to talk about that so far, that he's talking about toil, and I want to get your perspective. What are some thoughts that come to your mind as we're talking about this drip toil?
Toil, I see a man, or us as well, putting it in perspective of myself as well.
Okay.
Sometimes we work hard. We're doing this. We're doing that. We're doing this. We grinding. We coming back. For what? At the end of the day,
For sure.
he just said it right there. So somebody else could get my wealth. I'm sitting there. I'm doing the same thing, man. What is life even? What is life even worth for doing? What are we doing? Are we working hard? What, at the end of the day, what is that we're doing?
Yeah, I was having a conversation with Faith, my 12-year-old,
Yes.
and she was like, "Hey, Dad, when you die, are you just gonna give me this house, right?" And I was like, "It's a way to bottom line it."
Yeah.
And then I just paused and I was like, "Yeah." And when I thought about that, like, my goal as a man right now is I want to pay my house off.
Yes.
What I'm thinking about in this season of my life is generational wealth.
Yeah.
So I don't want to eat all my bread. I want to store some of it, pay off bills, and then set up my daughters for success, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about all the toil that I'm doing now to get to that goal, only to bottom line it. I'm willing to give it all away. So I'm thinking, okay, this is how much my house is worth. This is how much it is to pay it off. This is what okay, if we save this, but I still want to go on vacation, still want to do, and I'm calculating, and it's toil, toil, toil.
Yes.
But then at the end of the day, why am I doing this? I want to set up the next generation. And that's what you got emotional about when it's like, why am I toiling so much for the Lord on these drums? Why do I serve the church? It's a sacrifice. Well, I want to create a rhythm that my kids see the value of it. And that's what made you emotional. It wasn't the drums. It's like, man, I'm sharing a stage with my daughter.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you think about toiling for the right reasons versus toiling for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
let's kind of reflect on that.
Let's toil about the wrong reasons first.
Okay.
I what have I worked hard for that it wasn't fulfilling me at all?
Okay.
I put myself 12 years into a distribution center hotel, worked my way up doing. I went from forklift to I forgot even what it's called, a foreman, working all my way up, working, and I'm still like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah.
why isn't it? I'm making money, and not to be saying that I'm making all this but I'm making money, but I'm still not fulfilled at all.
sure.
No fulfillment at all. I'm working, grinding every day, going to work, doing what I got to do, coming home, and still have nothing. I prayed for almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. God, there's no way that you got me here and you gave me a gift. This is not fulfilling me. What is fulfilling me? And when I'm praying in those 2 years that I'm praying, I'm telling God, you gonna have to take me out of this. No. You need to do what you got to do. So I said, okay, God. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I was not fulfilled what I was doing at my job. I loved it as far as the money doing it, but at the end of the day, I'm still broke.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still coming to
sure.
this. Now, what are we going to the
No,
fulfillment?
go ahead. Yeah.
So now I'm out that. I'm out that.
Okay.
Now I'm going, okay. Okay, so Junior, this is what you want to be fulfilled. Let's make this happen.
Okay.
I started from the bottom.
Okay.
Going from the bottom. I said, God, wait a minute. This is what you wanted. This is what you wanted, right? This is what you said I called you to come do.
Okay.
So I said, okay, God, I'm gonna start from the bottom. This all of a sudden, I'm not making the money that I thought I was gonna make.
Got it.
Right when it's just like any other job. It's getting the from the core of it and going from the bottom all the way from the bottom to the top.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna do this, but I was so fulfilled in what I was doing. I'm working, Pastor. I'm working 1 day a week, and I'm fulfilled.
For sure.
I still had to feed my babies.
Yep.
I still got to feed.
Yep.
So certain stuff still had to happen, but I'm so fulfilled in what I'm doing because now I feel that I have that purpose.
Yes.
And now, okay, it's all because I said, you know what? I'm gonna let God do what He has to do. I'm gonna do the possible. God, I need you to do the impossible.
I love what you're saying because you are focused on purposeful toil.
Yes. Yeah.
So when we're in high school, a lot of times we're thinking about the jobs that give us attention or give us money.
Yes. Yeah.
And if we can get both, that's the win.
Yeah.
Right. But what I ask high school students when they're graduating from high school, if LeBron James, if Elon Musk, if the president of the United States, no matter what you did, you're going to have the same amount of followers on socials and you're going to have the same salary. What would you do and why? That's purposeful toil. See, because if taking out the trash makes as much money and notoriety as the NBA,
Yes.
then if that's your purpose, then that's your purpose. The problem with me was I'm trying to get attention and I'm trying to win. So that's what corporate America was for me. So it's a current fact that only 15% of people are happy in their jobs. Why? Because they're not doing it out of fulfillment. And what happens is God has wired all of us to have certain skills, gifts, attributes. And if we steward those well and we do it in our purpose, then the money will come. What I've tried to do is have the money come and then that lead to my
Yes.
purpose. And
Yes.
that's not how we do it.
Yeah.
We toil, working from the bottom to the way up. Not a corporate ladder, but a kingdom ladder.
Yes.
Because when you're going up a kingdom ladder, what ends up happening, the higher you go is not based upon what man says. The higher you go is based upon if God trusts you.
Yes.
And that's based upon character. This is what I respect about Junior. There was recently, he had an opportunity to get a gig at Disneyland. So he texted me on the side and he was like, Pastor, can you be in agreement on this opportunity? But here's one of the things. I am not going to miss serving on church. And I was like, yo, because I didn't even really know you like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's character, because he's not going to let opportunity take him out of his call. And I think that's what happens a lot of time. Oh, shoot.
We good.
We still tripping. We still tripping. Now, I just got passionate about that.
Yeah, there you go.
Because there's so many times where we want God's calling, but then an opportunity comes and we're still not doing what God called us to do anymore.
And Pastor, what I feel that because Disneyland called, I said, okay, well, the reason why Disneyland called was because of you.
Okay.
So if it's because of you, you're going to let me do what I need to keep doing and make sure I keep doing what I'm doing just so I can get that Disneyland. And if Disneyland doesn't want it, it's fine. And believe me when I tell you, I waited long enough. I said, God, this is what you want. Then let me do what I got to do in this sense to make this happen.
I love it. Let's keep reading and seeing what else we want to squeeze from verse 24 through 26. There is nothing better for a person than that he should eat and drink and find enjoyment in his toil. This also I saw is from the hand of God. For apart from him, who can eat or who can have enjoyment? For to the one who pleases him, God has given wisdom and knowledge and joy. But to the sinner, he has given the business of gathering and collecting, only to give it to the one who pleases God. This also is vanity and striving after wind. His posture start changing a little bit because now he's talking about the hand of God, which you just talked about. It was the hand of God that got you that opportunity. So you can find enjoyment with your toil if you're in the hand of God.
Yes.
That's what the drip is, because he says, for the one who pleases him. There's been so many seasons of my life where I've been trying to please my boss or please my wife with how much I make, or no, if I please God, then God can trust me with more resources.
I had the same exact thought process when I started thinking about what we're talking about, and I said, you know what? At my last situation, I said, God, I'm gonna. No, I didn't even talk to God. I'm sorry, I didn't even talk to God. I said, I want to please a man. I want to please pastor, whatever it is. I want to please that. I'm pleasing. Nothing's happening. I'm not. I feel well. I feel good in the sense of my flesh because I'm making a man feel good, or because I'm showing him that I'm doing this. I'm showing him that I'm giving my tithes. I'm showing him that I'm working in the church. Until I let it go and I said, God, this I landed in Rancho ALFC, now Patria, and I said, you're gonna show me here. Because ain't nobody going to see me from back here giving tithes.
Okay.
Ain't nobody back here going to see me doing what reading my word, doing what I got to do. You're going to show me. He said, okay, I'm going to show you. And once I let that all go, my fulfillment went to another level till this day.
Got it.
Till this day.
So how would you, as we close, how would you encourage our community that may be in a job and they feel that they're stuck right now? They may be in the job and they feel like, man, this is hard work. But you said, I got to feed my babies.
That's right.
So there is this responsibility piece, but then there's this purpose piece. How would you advise someone to find peace in their season right now?
Let it go. Give it to God.
Okay.
Let everything go. It's not an easy thing. God didn't say it's going to be easy. We have to learn how to let everything go. We have to learn how to do the possible and let God do the impossible. What is the possible? Going to work, doing what you got to do. After that, God does the rest. You did what you got to do. It's in my situation, I had to have something happen to me so I can do what I had to do. If your situation is not your situation might be different. You have to learn how to let God. Let God let I once you open that door to let God do what he has to do, man, I'm telling you, I'm a living witness till this day right now. I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. That God has showed me how to when I depend on him, God said it. Test him with your tithes. Test him. This is the only way we could test God. Take that advantage now and let him open that door, or let him open that door to where you need to go to, and God will, man, take that to another level.
Here's what I'm thinking about as you're saying that, because that's gold. I'm thinking about King David. Hey, David, you're going to be king. Man, praise God. The next thing, you're going to assist the king. You're going to play harp for the king. I've called you to be a king,
Wow.
but in this season,
Wow.
all you're going to do is play the harp for the king. And then you know what? The king is not strong enough to fight his own battles. Can you kill Goliath for the king?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't even know about that battle. I just want you to send 10 cheeses to your brothers who bag on you. So notice this. I've called you to be king, but I'm testing your character to see if you can handle being king.
Yeah.
That's how you have the purposeful toil. So when Junior is saying let it go, that doesn't equal just quit your job.
Yeah.
There may be tests that are happening in your job.
Yes.
Are you disciplined enough to see things through that you don't like? Because now that we are leaders in our own right, there are plenty of things that we do that we don't enjoy doing.
Yes.
But you know what we do enjoy? Pleasing God.
Yes.
So if I got to learn microphones and audio and lighting to please God,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
talking offline
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
I can talk and look at a camera. I don't know how to set up a camera. And that may be frustrating for me. But what's the purpose? That others will be encouraged that, hey, there's some disciplines that we need to do to stay aligned with his purpose,
Yeah.
so it can be pleasing to him.
Yeah. Yeah. You said it right there, bro. Pleasing to him, man. He talks too good. It's hard to talk with Pastor, but letting it go is the key that opened everything for me.
Okay.
I let it all go, and I said, God, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, but this other part, I can't do that part.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do it.
So to conclude, when you're doing everything you can in the natural and then you trust God with the supernatural, what ends up happening, God can bring that supernatural when he trusts that you'll be faithful with what you can do. Don't pray for your next season unless you're diligent in your now season.
Yes.
That's what I think Junior is saying. So there may be a season of your life where all this toil, you're not seeing fruit, but right now you're planting. Right now you're watering. So as you continue that toil, find purpose in it. And then sometimes it's a both and. We got to shut this down, but sometimes it's a both and, because you may be working in a job and it's helping to provide for your family, but you have a passion to do X, Y, and Z. You might have to do both for a season.
And show God that you are faithful.
Mm-hmm.
Faithful in what? Faithful going to church. Faithful giving my tithes. Faithful obeying God's voice when you hear it.
There it is. Well, that's the trip. We're going to have purposeful toil, and we're going to close this episode by saying,
Stay dripping, my friends.